What do you choose when you're trying to find a pistol that could be good for both defensive use, plinking, and running around in the woods? That is where the Walther WMP enters the game. The Walther WMP, or Walther Magnum Pistol, is a 22 Win Mag pistol that has a 15 round capacity, comes with 2 magazines that are good size, easy to insert. I will say right out of the gate though, the magazine release on here is a little bit on the wonky side for most users, I'll find. And I think that's probably because it's got 2 separate, let's say, magazine release styles. It's actually got the paddle that Walther is known for, or a lot of the European style is. Then it's also got a button on there. Now the button for, let's say, right-handed or left-handed shooters, if you're using the button, there is a ledge underneath there. And to hit that button, you really got to come in at the right angle from the top and, let's say, aggressively push the button, because that ledge somewhat restricts you from being able to hit that button really well. And it makes it, I don't know, honestly, it's kind of hard. I will say it's pretty darn hard to get that button, and I don't really care for that. But luckily, because it's also got the paddle design, that's very, very easy to use on the pistol. The magazines themselves, like I said, they're 15 rounds. They do actually have an easy load feature on them where you can pull the magazine, let's say, down the spring and then load the magazine. So nice there. They are polymer magazines. The pistol itself is polymer. It has a aluminum slide on here because they have a reduced weight to actually cycle that 22 Win Mag. And then also has some lightning cuts on here. It has very, very nice serrations on here. They're aggressive, honed well. They're not sharp or anything that'll catch on your fingers or cut you up. And then on across the top here, it does have a fiber optic front sight and a blacked out rear sight, which I do enjoy a lot. That's definitely what I would probably prefer on most pistols. And then there is actually an optics plate system where the pistol itself in the box comes with optics plates so that you can mount your favorite optic on this pistol. For ourselves today, we're just going to be shooting this pistol without optics on it, which is fine. I think really, if you're going to be plinking or taking this thing out, let's say you're going to do some squirrel hunting when squirrel season's in or something like that, or even if you're, a coon hunter and you're going to go out and do that type of things, this thing would be perfect for doing things like that, because that 22 Win Mag is a really, really good caliber for small game. Aggressive, let's say, grip texturing on here. I'd say grip-wise design, I'd say it's probably most comparable to Walther's Creed. I think this is probably a little bit better as far as for texture, but the overall feel and how it feels in your hand is very ergonomic. It feels really nice. It fits well in your hand. It is a very large pistol. This is a full-size pistol. It's not small or slim or anything like that. And I really think that, if you have small hands, you won't have any issues, because 22 Win Mag itself, or 22 pistols in general, are light recoiling. Now getting into the trigger, which is what Walthers are always known for, is having fantastic triggers, and the WMP is no exception to that. The trigger itself has take-up, and you'll see you get a little bit of a hammer design come back there in the rear, has some take-up, a little bit of mush there, and then it hits a defined wall, and then a crisp break. Walther says the trigger is 4.5 pounds. I would say that that's right on the money. The trigger itself feels really, really nice. It is a very, very nice trigger, and when we go out on the range here shortly and shoot this thing a bunch and tell you how it shoots, I think that you're going to be impressed with how nice this trigger is if you go shoot it yourself, because it is, that is just really nice. A lot of times you get these 22 pistols and the trigger itself is an afterthought. Or you look at a 5.7 pistols. I haven't shot a single 5.7 pistol yet that had a nice trigger. In fact, the FN and the Ruger, the triggers are frankly crappy. They're not very good. This trigger though, absolutely awesome. Full Ambi controls on this pistol also, like I said, between the magazine releases, but also your slide release. And then the front end here does have a 1913 Picatinny rail. Overall, this pistol, how it feels in the hand is fantastic. How it shoots? Well, let's go out on the range and see how it shoots right now. On the range now with the Walther WMP, let's get those first rounds in and see how she shoots. The trigger on this thing is absolutely fantastic. Easy, very, very easy shooting pistol. Recoil wise, there's like no recoil. It obviously to be expected, considering it's just a 22 rimfire, or even WMR here for the 22, but it's not bad. It's a really easy shooting gun. Controls on it feel good. The trigger feels good. What I'll tell you is, like, when I'm messing around here with the magazine release, is that I have to completely break my grip. I have large hands, break my grip, and really try to push in that button to get that magazine to release. Now granted, obviously if I just hit that paddle one, it's very easy, which is a good thing. So, if I can make one recommendation for Walther for this pistol, I'd say just get rid of one of the two and have one and perfect it. Because like I said, the actual magazine release with the button is very tough to use. I want to show you guys here, we have obviously the gun hasn't malfunctioned or anything like that, but what we have is a slides lock back. Just went to go do like a reload, and you see it's actually pretty hard for me actually to hit that slide release on there. Again, not a big deal because you could obviously just stroke the slide, but I think it's overall it's that fencing that they have around it, which makes it a little bit tougher to hit that. Today we're shooting, this is going to be federal, small game, jacketed hollow point. This is a 50 grain ammunition, 22 WMR, and like I said, recoil on this thing is what you'd expect from a 22. Shoots great. Some of the controls I can't say I'm a huge fan of, but consider the fact what this pistol is designed for, whether it be some outdoor use, or if you wanted to use it for a protection-based pistol, you could. But really, I mean, if you're using this thing for playing a small game and stuff like that, it'd be perfect. In my opinion, I think this pistol really fits a role for new shooters trying to learn, trigger control and sight management and grip. And then after that too is let's say shooters are a little bit more recoil sensitive, older folks or kids, or even somebody just doesn't want the recoil. This pistol could be very effective for those folks. And then for me personally, I mean, I'd use this thing as a squirrel gun, or if I'm going to go out and do some raccoon hunting or anything like that and go do that type of stuff, I think it'd be perfect for that. Yeah, super reliable so far. Shooting great. Recoil is next to nothing, which is really fun to shoot. Again, this is a wonderful training tool, I think, for working on trigger control. And even, if you're not somebody that shoots a Walther, I think it could really fit that role for you as well. And I think that's because overall, this is one of definitely the nicest 22 pistols I've ever shot. We've pushed back now to about 50 yards. I got a head swinger here on a hostage steel target that I got. We're gonna try to hit that. The Walther WMP quite possibly be the most perfect gun for somebody trying to learn their way around a pistol. Learn trigger control, sight management, grip, learn how to overall to operate a gun. This is a wonderful training pistol. It shoots great, it's easy to shoot, has minimal recoil to no recoil, it's accurate. In addition to that, it could be one heck of a plinking pistol or work great in the woods when you're hunting squirrels.